I'm proud to say that the situation has been resolved and the suspect is now in custody, and currently there are no injuries. And I do have members of the police force, including the chief, who will be able to give a brief update. Right now they're still in debriefing mode and still handling other information, so the information may be limited at this time. Chief?
Like I said, the suspect was taken into custody just a while ago. He come out back door. He was arrested and transported to the Abbeville hospital to get just looked at. I believe when we was on the way over here, he has been released, and now he's at the Abbeville County Sheriff's Department at the detention center.
Are you identifying the suspect?
William Abercrombie. I don't have all his information at this time.
Abercrombie?
I would assume I hadn't looked.
Age?
19.
What kind of charges is he facing?
He's facing right now, he's facing criminal domestic violence of a high and aggravated nature, kidnapping times 2, possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, and resisting arrest.
Can you kind of walk us briefly through the whole day, if you would? Whoever's going to do it.
We received a call, and I don't want to say a time. Do you have a time?
1532.
1532. Was call. It was a domestic call. The officers that responded realized that once they got there, it was kind of a hostage. He barricaded himself in the house. Knew there were 2 kids. At the time they called us. We called the investigators out for time, because we knew time we needed to get people there. We got in contact with Greenwood SWAT and also Anderson SWAT team. They both responded, and then it went from there. It's fire. We had fire EMS staged, and then Anderson and Greenwood kind of took over. Their SWAT team kind of took over as far as what happened.
Kind of talk about the importance of the negotiators in this whole process, getting the children out and then getting the man to come out.
We started actually the Abbeville County. They have a negotiator. He started the negotiation fairly quick. I would say within 10 minutes of us being there. Once Anderson, I believe, another agency's negotiator come and started, and then it just went from there. We kind of backed out, so I don't know what all on scene. I couldn't see them at all times, but they pretty much talked to him until he come out, off and on.
And you guys do deploy tear gas, or what kind of methods did you use?
I'm assuming. I don't know all the details on that yet. We went and talked, but I don't know what, if it was. I'm assuming it was some type of tear gas.
But no guns were fired?
No guns were fired. No, he come out and was placed in handcuffs.
Have you ever responded to that residence or calls like that before?
I don't. I'd have to look back. I would hate to say and not know for sure.
So the tear gas was fired and then he came out?
Yes, sir. A little later after the tear gas, he was apprehended, but I don't know how long or if they fired any more.
What was the exact time that the kids were taken out of his care or released?
6/16.
Yeah, it was 6/16. Is when he turned the kids over.
And then it seemed like the whole thing ended about 7:30, 7:45?
Yes, sir.
Obviously not looking for real specifics here, but where are the kids now? They're safe with their relatives?
Yeah, once we got the kids in our hands, we took them to the hospital with our victims advocate. They were checked. Everything was, they were fine, no injuries. They were released to the parents, and everything. Once they were released, I don't know where they went.
So Mr. Abercrombie's not their father?
No.
What was the relation between the kids and Mr. Abercrombie?
Do you know?
Uncle, he was their uncle.
And the woman who was assaulted was his girlfriend?
Yes,
Yeah, living.
living girlfriend.
And were they her children?
No, they were his sister's children.
That he was there.
Can you say, I know you said it was like you were called for a domestic issue, but can you elaborate on what exactly led up to this all kind of transpiring?
The only thing I know is the girlfriend and Mr. Abercrombie was in an altercation. I hadn't read the report that led up to it, so I don't want to give you any false information.
Was the gun registered to him? Was the weapon, was there a weapon?
Yes, but we're just now getting inside the residence and getting all that. We have no clue at this time.
Is there a mugshot available for him yet?
I wouldn't think so quite yet. Like I said, when we was pulling in here, they was actually just arriving at the detention center. So there should be one, within an hour or two.
Is that posted on the website, or how can we access that?
Probably would have to contact the detention center.
Anything else?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.